Breaking news. President Joe Biden has pardoned his son Hunter Biden after repeatedly saying, "I will not pardon my son, Hunter Biden." You know, now that I think about it, I guess career politician going back on his word isn't really breaking news. Here's the official statement from President Joe Biden. "Today, I signed a pardon for my son Hunter. From the day I took office, I said I would not interfere with the Justice Department's decision making, and I kept my word. Well, not really. Even as I have watched my son being selectively and unfairly prosecuted without aggravating factors like use in a crime, multiple purchases, or buying a weapon as a straw purchaser, people are now almost never brought to trial on felony charges solely for how they filled out a gun form. You want to know what else they're not brought up on charges for? Pretty much everything they brought up President Donald Trump on charges for. By the way, this is the ultimate in pardons. It's an unconditional pardon to all to whom these presents shall come. That's weirdly, be it known that this day, I, Joseph R. Biden Jr., President of the United States, pursuant to my powers under Article 2, Section 2, Clause 1 of the Constitution, have granted unto Robert Hunter Biden a full and unconditional pardon for those offenses against the United States which he has committed or may have committed or taken part of during the period from January 1st, 2014 through December 1st, 2024. That's like a decade of crimes. That's like a decade of crimes that potentially he could be found guilty of. And now that's all been wiped away by his dad. And look, I'm not blaming the guy for wanting to pardon his son. I mean, everyone wants to do right by their kids. It's the repeated lying about it. For example, you may remember that he told David Muir back in Normandy in their sit-down interview, "No, I will not pardon my son Hunter."
As we sit here in Normandy, your son Hunter is on trial, and I know that you cannot speak about an ongoing federal prosecution. But let me ask you, will you accept the jury's outcome, their verdict, no matter what it is?
Yes.
And have you ruled out a pardon for your son?
Yes. He has overcome an addiction. He's one of the brightest, most decent men I know, and I am satisfied that I'm not going to do anything. I said I'd abide by the jury decision, and I will do that, and I will not pardon him.
So that was Joe Biden telling David Muir, "I will abide by the jury decision. I've decided not to pardon him." That was Joe Biden speaking in front of a group of people saying, "I will not pardon him." On top of all that, Karine Jean-Pierre, White House press secretary, has repeatedly said from the podium of the White House, President Joe Biden will not pardon his son.
Second one, will the president pardon or commute his son if he's convicted?
So I've answered this question before. It was asked of me not too long ago, a couple of weeks ago, and I was very clear, and I said no.
Okay. Let me go back to the first question of the briefing. I know you said not a lot's changed since yesterday and that it's a personal matter, but from a presidential perspective, is there any possibility that the president would end up pardoning his son?
No.
Again, you've also said several times that the president would not pardon or commute the sentences for his son, Hunter. I just want to make sure that that is not going to change over the next 6 months. The president's saying he would not.
It's still a no. It's still a no.
It will always be a no.
It's still a no. It will be a no. It is a no, and I don't have anything else to add. Will he pardon his son? No.
It was a no. It will always be a no. Will he pardon his son?
No.
Let me just read something one more time, make sure. Be it known that this day, I, Joseph R. Biden Jr., President of the United States, have granted unto Robert Hunter Biden a full and unconditional pardon. Robert Hunter Biden, a full and unconditional pardon. I just want to make sure I have that right.
It's still a no. It will be a no. It is a no, and I don't have anything else to add. Will he pardon his son? No.
Full and unconditional. Maybe I'm reading it wrong. Or maybe Karine Jean-Pierre just got caught in the lies of her boss, which, by the way, when you're the spokesperson for the president of the United States, you have to say whatever the president of the United States asks you to say. And clearly, Joe Biden has asked Karine Jean-Pierre to lie and to tell mistruths and to propagandize and to mislead the American public. Or maybe he legitimately changed his mind after Kamala Harris botched the entire election, which you have to think. I mean, look, if Joe Biden really meant that he wasn't going to pardon his son Hunter, he probably thought, all right, here's the dealio. Kamala Harris, I'll throw her the nomination. She'll win with the backing of Barack Obama and George Clooney and Beyonce and Eminem. And then she can pardon my son Hunter Biden after I leave office. And that way I can keep my word. But after Kamala Harris botched the election and lost to Donald Trump in dramatic fashion, and after Donald Trump won a mandate from the American people to dredge out the deep state and make sure that exactly the kind of thing that Joe Biden did today doesn't happen anymore, after he did that, he had no choice. Kamala Harris wasn't coming to power. Donald Trump wasn't going to pardon Hunter Biden. So if he didn't want to see his son head to the clink, it was up to him to rethink whatever it was he promised the American public he would do and sign a pardon for my son Hunter. Now, we knew this was going to happen. We knew this was all a fault. We knew he was lying. He's lied before. He'll lie again. But the shocking part about this is down at the bottom here that I want to share you. When he says, no reasonable person who looks at the facts of Hunter's cases can reach any other conclusion than Hunter was singled out only because he is my son, and that is wrong. There has been an effort to break Hunter. I want to go down here too. Here's the best part. Here's the best part. Here's the truth, he writes. I believe in the justice system. But as I have wrestled with this, I also believe raw politics has infected this process, and it led to, this is my favorite part, a miscarriage of justice. I mean, Joe Biden would be the expert on a miscarriage of justice. This, like, you couldn't write this stuff any better. You knew this was coming. You knew that it was going to happen. We didn't know when. I guess it was like an early Christmas present. He's like, all right, I can't do it at Thanksgiving because I got to pardon those turkeys. Oh, and speaking of turkeys, I guess if we count Peach and Blossom, Hunter now becomes the third turkey Joe Biden has pardoned in the last week.
I hereby pardon Peach and Blossom. They'll now head back to Farm America, Minnesota Center for Agriculture and Interpretation to serve as educational ambassadors of America's top turkey-growing state and inspire the next generation of agricultural students.
Hey, maybe that's Hunter's next move. Maybe he can head out with Peach and Blossom and go inspire the next group of agricultural whatever. Now, there's a lot of collateral damage from this, too. Hunter Biden being released from prison or pardoned by Joe Biden just because it's his son. I mean, there's a lot of people out there who are facing similar charges. There's a lot of people out there who went to jail, did hard time. You may remember back in the day, rapper Kodak Black was all up in arms because he says, I actually went to jail for the same crime that Hunter got away with. And now Hunter actually really got away with it. Because his father is the president of the United States, he's in a unique position to pardon his son for any and all crimes in that 10-year period. And he did. And that just seems to be the cherry on top, the icing on the cake. It seems to be just the final kick in the nuts to the American people as Joe Biden and Jill Biden and the rest of the Biden crime family head out the door. And like I said, there's a lot of people left in the lurch, not just Karine Jean-Pierre, who now for the rest of her life and the rest of her career will have to deal with this.
Still a no. It will be a no. It is a no, and I don't have anything else to add. Will he pardon his son? No.
Are other members of the Biden family going to get pardoned? Is this something that they're going to get for Christmas? You know, most boys want like a BB gun or an Xbox or a bike. Not Hunter. He wants clemency from all of the crimes he committed over a 10-year period. And thanks to his father, that's exactly what he's gonna get. You know, you have to ask yourself one thing. If Karine Jean-Pierre lied about this,
it's still a no. It will be a no. It is a no, and I don't have anything else to add. Will he pardon his son? No.
If you enjoyed this content, do both of us a favor. Like, subscribe, and set the notifications because we are live every single day, noon Eastern, 11 Central, and we're constantly pumping out content just like this. Videos, shorts, everything you need to stay informed, to stay inspired, to know what's going on, to know who's lying to you and when. Make sure you like, subscribe, and set the notifications for more great content from me, Mark Kaye.